Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. Ducati continues its dominance in MotoGP 2025, with Marc Márquez securing yet another perfect weekend at the Argentina GP. While Ducati occupied the top 5 positions, Pecco Bagnaia's struggles remain a major concern. Gigi Dall'Igna, Ducati's general manager, acknowledged Márquez's brilliance but stressed that Ducati cannot be fully satisfied until Bagnaia is back at the front. With Jorge Martin's injury delaying his 2025 MotoGP season debut, Aprilia has requested a special testing exemption to help their rider return to full strength. While Marc Marquez agrees that injured riders should be allowed test sessions before racing again, he insists that this rule should not be introduced this year. Jorge Martin's MotoGP title defense has been put on hold due to back-to-back injuries, forcing him to watch the first races of 2025 from home. The Aprilia rider, who switched from Ducati after winning the championship last year, is determined to return but won't risk his recovery. Martin remains hopeful for a comeback in Qatar, though nothing is certain. Fabio Quartararo's difficult start to 2025 continued at the Argentine Grand Prix, where his struggles with Yamaha's lack of race pace left him frustrated once again. After qualifying a respectable 7th, he was hit from behind at turn 1, forcing a fight back to 14th place, a result that only added to his disappointment. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marc Márquez's performance at Termas de Rio Hondo was a masterclass in dominance. The 8-time world champion won pole, the sprint, the Grand Prix, and secured the fastest lap, just as he did in Thailand. His seamless adaptation to the GP25 and his ability to dictate the pace with authority highlight his incredible form. Dall'Igna was full of praise for Márquez's race execution, emphasizing his calm, intelligent approach and ability to anticipate every scenario. A champion, great confidence with the bike, and what's more, steady tranquility. The same that he expresses on and off the track, the same that he transmits to the team and that the team returns, the same that makes him feel good and win with unwavering confidence, Dall'Igna said. Márquez's 90th MotoGP victory proves that his hunger for success is as strong as ever. He now leads the championship by 16 points, leaving his competitors scrambling to catch up. Ducati's all-out supremacy in Argentina was undeniable, securing its 19th consecutive victory and 30th in the last 31 races. However, Dall'Igna made it clear that this level of success must extend to all Ducati factory riders, especially Bagnaia. While satellite Ducati riders like Alex Marquez and Franco Morbidelli continue to impress, Bagnaia remains off the pace. His third-place finish in the sprint and 4th in the GP do not reflect his true potential, and Ducati is determined to find solutions. I will not be satisfied with our results, no matter how excellent they already are, until we have provided him with the possibility of showing his full potential on the track. With Marquez in control, Bagnaia finds himself in a difficult position. Already 31 points behind in the championship, he is struggling with the front-end feel of the GP25. Unlike Marquez, who has quickly adapted, Bagnaia is still searching for confidence. Dall'Igna acknowledges the progress made but insists that more must be done to help Bagnaia return to winning ways. We are working relentlessly on this. Satisfying steps have been taken this weekend, but there is still work to be done before the goal is reached. The expectation at Ducati is clear. Bagnaia shouldn't have to fight so hard for a third-place finish, especially considering that Termas de Rio Hondo is not his strongest track. As Ducati enjoys its unmatched dominance, the factory's focus must now shift to getting Bagnaia back on track. With the European rounds approaching, the pressure will only intensify. If Ducati cannot solve Bagnaia's issues quickly, Marquez's lead in the championship will only grow, and the balance of power within the team may permanently shift. The upcoming races will be crucial in determining whether Bagnaia can respond, or if Ducati will have to start considering alternative plans for its future leadership. Aprilia's request comes as Martin continues to recover from a broken left hand sustained in Thailand. Missing the first 3 rounds of the season, the Aprilia rider is targeting a Qatar GP return in April. His team believes a pre-race test at Misano would help him regain confidence and assess his fitness. However, current MotoGP regulations prohibit riders from testing their bikes while injured, meaning Martin must wait until an official race weekend to get back on his RSGP. Marquez, who endured multiple injuries between 2020 and 2023, understands Martin's situation but insists the rules should not change mid-season. "When I came back from injury, this rule didn't exist. Maybe we could consider allowing testing for someone who has been out for 2 months. But just for 1 day, 2 days would be too much," Marquez said. While acknowledging that a 1-day test could be beneficial, Marquez remains firm that such a change should only be implemented in 2026. Marquez's view is echoed by Ducati's sporting director Davide Tardozzi, who also believes rule changes should wait until next season. Ducati faced a similar situation in 2023 with Enea Bastianini, yet no exception was made at the time. "We faced the same problem with Enea, but no one gave us the opportunity to allow him to do the test." Tardozzi does not oppose the idea of special testing but warns that making exceptions mid-season could create controversy. Given that Martin will be one of Ducati's strongest rivals, Tardozzi is reluctant to grant him an early advantage. "But when Jorge recovers, he will be one of our big rivals. We know Jorge very well, and we know he will be one of the guys who will fight with us for the victory." While the Aprilia camp argues that testing is essential for an injured rider's recovery, Marquez remains cautious. He acknowledges that testing could help assess fitness, but 1 day would not drastically improve a rider's race pace. For a rider, it's important to know if they are fit to ride a MotoGP bike, but the difference between 1 day and 2 days is very small when you are still injured. To get back racing speed, you need more time on track. The 6-time MotoGP champion's perspective reflects his own difficult comeback journey, where he had to regain race fitness without testing exemptions. With Aprilia pushing for a policy change, MotoGP organizers could consider revising the testing regulations for injured riders in 2026. However, no adjustments are expected this season, meaning Martin must follow the existing comeback procedures. The debate over special testing will likely continue behind closed doors, but for now, Martin will have to rely on his race weekend sessions to make his full return to competition. Martin's season went off the rails before it even began. A brutal crash in Sepang testing left him with multiple fractures in his left foot and right hand. Just as he was preparing for a return, another training accident on a supermoto bike resulted in additional fractures, setting him back again. These injuries have kept him out of Thailand and Argentina, and now, Austin is also off the table. Martin is cautiously targeting a return for the Qatar GP, but only if it's completely safe. "I will try to be present at Losail, but only if it doesn't involve any risk." For now, he remains a spectator, admitting that watching the races from home has been difficult. From the sidelines, Martin has witnessed Marc Márquez take complete control of MotoGP 2025. With wins in every sprint and Grand Prix so far, Márquez has set the tone for the season. Martin is not surprised by his rival's performance. It's hard not to expect victories from Marc. While the Spaniard is focused on his own recovery, he knows that by the time he returns, the championship fight may already be slipping away. Martin's journey in motorcycling began just 200 meters from the Jarama circuit, where he first rode a bike at 6 years old. From an early age, winning became an expectation, and by 18, he moved to Andorra to dedicate himself fully to racing. However, injuries have always been part of his career. "It's impossible to count them all. I think there were about 50 fractures." Despite the setbacks, 2024 was a dream season for Martin, who clinched his first MotoGP World Championship. But even after achieving the sport's biggest prize, he was overlooked for a factory Ducati seat, which went to Marquez instead. Instead of staying with Ducati, Martin made the bold move to Aprilia, looking to become the first rider to win a title with the Italian manufacturer. He quickly bonded with the team and believes they can build something special together. They are wonderful people, a family. I bring my experience as a world champion. Together, we all want to do the best we can for our project. However, his injuries have made adapting to the Aprilia an even greater challenge. He knows he will need thousands of kilometers to get comfortable, and at this stage, he can't promise any immediate results. I can't guarantee victory or fifth place, but I'll do my best. At that point, winning will be a consequence. Martin remains optimistic that he will return stronger than before, but for now, patience is key. The Aprilia project is still in its early stages, and he knows he needs time on the bike to fight at the front. His potential return in Qatar will be a major moment, not just for his season, but for his entire future with Aprilia. Quartararo entered the Argentina GP already expecting a challenge, knowing Yamaha's race pace issues would make things difficult. His weekend got worse immediately, as contact with Marco Bezzecchi at turn 1 left him at the back of the pack. Despite a determined recovery, climbing from last to 15th on track, 14th after AI Ogura's disqualification, the former world champion saw no real positives. Maybe I could have finished a couple of positions higher, but realistically it was always going to be tough. His teammate Alex Rins finished 11th, making him the best Yamaha rider of the weekend. If there was one bright spot, it was Quartararo's qualifying performance, where he secured 7th on the grid and was just 0.15s off the front row. However, when asked if there was anything encouraging from Termas, he was blunt. No, for me, there is nothing positive. Maybe the one-lap pace, qualifying was acceptable. But in terms of race pace, it was a disaster. With finishes of 15th and 14th in the two GPs so far, plus 7th and 10th in the sprint races, Quartararo is avoiding setting expectations for the next round in Austin. Every time I expect something, the opposite happens. So I prefer not to expect anything. Yamaha and Honda entered 2025 with technical concessions, allowing extra development and testing time. While Honda has surged to second in the constructor standings, Yamaha has fallen to last, a troubling sign. The contrast is stark, especially after a promising Sepang test, where Quartararo was third fastest. However, testing and race conditions are proving to be very different stories. When you do 5 days on the same track, the grip level is super high, with a lot of rubber down. Even after just one test day following a race, we're much closer to the front than during the actual GP. But as soon as conditions become less than ideal, Yamaha's weaknesses resurface. Quartararo acknowledges that small factors, like overheating the tire or minor grip changes, dramatically impact Yamaha's competitiveness. Additionally, the team's attempts to experiment with different setups during the race weekend only made things harder. Trying many things this weekend made it even tougher. With Honda making clear progress, Yamaha risks falling further behind unless they can turn things around quickly. Now sitting 15th in the championship, 2 spots behind the top Yamaha rider, Pramac Jack Miller, Quartararo knows the team has work to do. While he isn't giving up, the reality is that Yamaha needs to find a solution before the season slips away entirely. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you next time.